Someone once asked me, "What would you say is the greatest gift you have received from your conversion?" I didn't have to think much about my answer. No, my answer was and still is clear: freedom. The greatest gift I have received from my conversion is freedom. Detachment from the things of this world. Although I've always been a citizen of the land of the free, I was a slave for most of my life. I was a slave to my closet, a slave to my appearance, and a slave to the number on the scale. I was a slave to my reputation, a slave to attention, and a slave to the letters on each of my report cards and transcripts. I was a slave to my work, a slave to money, a slave to power, a slave to pleasure, and a slave to perfectionism. Yes, I was a slave. I was a slave to others' opinions and a slave to clothes, shoes, coats, and purses. I was a slave to order, neatness, and organization, and a slave to the details, always concerning myself more with the ceremonial washing of the hands than with the actual feeding of the hungry. The priorities of a slave like me were simple: me, myself, and I. Yes, everything was about me. Everything was about what I wanted. Everything was about getting my way. I, you see, was a slave to myself. A slave to this lesser, prideful self living inside. It took me years to realize I was so enslaved. In fact, I would have never guessed that freedom was what I was seeking. But time, growth, and the change that has come with it have proven to me that this was exactly what I was longing for. Yes, all along, I wanted to be free. I wanted the chains to be shattered. I wanted the ropes untied. I wanted the grip loosened. Still, the saddest part of all of this wasn't the slavery. No, the saddest part of all of this was that I had the key to unlock the door of my cell the whole time and just never realized it. The saddest part of all of this was that the door, in all actuality, was never even closed to begin with. Yeah, the saddest part of all of this was that I chose to stay in my cell for years when all I had to do was stand up and walk out. So yes, without a doubt, the greatest gift I have received from my conversion is freedom. Christ, after all, didn't come to condemn us. He came to save us. He didn't come to sentence us. He came to ransom us. He didn't come to kill us. He came to give us life. He came to shatter the walls around our hearts. He came to free us from the lies of the world. He came to show us the way out. And that, you see, is exactly what my conversion has led me to. It has led me on the path that has set me free. I love you, my Lord, and I thank you for your gift of freedom. I thank you for showing me little by little all that I was enslaved to, and for helping me little by little to let it go. You have proven to me that peace in this world is possible, and that this peace comes from you. Continue your work in me, Lord. Continue to show me the path that leads to you, the path that leads to true freedom. I love you. I thank you. I praise you.